back to another episode of Two Bros and a Beard.
I'm not harmonizing with that.
I wasn't really going for harmony. I was kind of just trying to cover up a voice crack, and it all.
I heard the voice crack, but I was like, "Where's he going with this?" Okay, are we supposed to harmonize? I'm not. I don't sing. No, I'm good.
Welcome back, y'all. My name is Assad.
My name is Ibrahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome back.
And jumping right into it, I guess underscoring one of our main points already is Ramadan is hidden, man. Ramadan is hidden hard. For me personally, my sleep schedule is like out the window. I already have like a back neck thing that makes sleeping hard, but then on top of that, just like I stay up late, and if I know I'm gonna take like a 2-hour nap till the time I have to wake up in the morning, that's not enough. So I'll stay awake. But then my prayer time in the morning is like 6, right?
Yeah.
So I have class that I wake up for at 7:30. So I'm like, 1 hour of sleep? Nah. So I'm like, I guess, sleepless right now. I haven't slept like a solid amount of time all day.
So since 6.
I guess, yeah, since 6.
So you're a farmer now.
I mean, not even...
You wake up the rooster that does cock-a-doodle-doo.
I am the rooster, actually.
Well, roosters only wake up on sunrise, right?
In a weird turn of events.
You wake up a little bit before sunrise, so you technically are not the rooster. You are the person waking up the rooster.
Well, I didn't even sleep, really, so I'm just like the constant watcher of the rooster. I'm just
You are the scarecrow in the farm.
I guess, yeah.
You're always watching. You're always on duty.
Yeah, and it feels very weird. I don't remember this being a problem when we were little. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
the only thing I remember being an issue is like waking up like a zombie during Sari time. But like other than that, this is new. This is definitely, especially like having to balance going to class and stuff. But I guess we'll touch on that a little bit later. But how are you doing, Ibrahim?
I'm alrighty. I'm alive.
How's your Ramadan going? You're fasting.
So far, it's not bad. Like the actual fasting part is not bad. Sometimes I get hungry, yeah, obviously, but like before, I don't know if we said this last time or not, but I was telling my family about this. I think we did say about this last time. Being a college student definitely is like a pre-game for Ramadan.
Yeah, you're already living the life.
Last night I took an exam for my accounting class at 2 a.m., right? Most people are like either hanging out at 2 a.m. and they're about to go to sleep or they are asleep. But I took an exam at 2 a.m., finished at like, I don't know, 3:15. And from 3:15 until suhoor time, I was just up. Like, I did not have, like, I could go to sleep. My mind was like, hey, we could. If you wanna, we could. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna watch YouTube for the rest of the night. And then I slept at 4:30 because I got bored. I slept at 4:40. Woke up at 5:20. Started eating for suhoor. Stopped eating at, I think now it's like around 6. And then I prayed and finished everything up. I went to sleep around like 7:30.
Wow.
So that's my life in a nutshell.
Yeah. I don't know, man. You know what I did this morning? I watched a movie called Just Like Heaven?
Sure.
Or Feels Like Heaven.
Sure. I don't know either.
It's this old movie with Mark Ruffalo, the guy who plays the Hulk.
Yeah.
It's like a rom-com. Very cute. I did not go to sleep. So right after suhoor, I was like, okay, I have 2 hours. And I was like, I mean, watch this movie. So never in my life, right, up till college, like now, I haven't like watched a movie and then gone to my earliest morning class.
Your whole life switches, bro.
I know, it's very upside down right
weird.
now. And I apologize if like in my voice, especially with all the cracking or like something with the tone, slurring.
We went to a college like preview type thing because we're still at community college. We're planning on transferring to like bigger colleges and university. We went to something like it's like a preview, like kind of like just to walk you through, transferring and missions and all that stuff. There was a kind of like a lecture type thing, and Assad was like knocked out in the car. I was driving us there. He almost knocked out in the car. If I didn't continue talking and like singing, he would have knocked out.
Oh, I definitely, yeah.
And then
I wanted to.
That's why I played louder music. I'm like, hey, bro, wake up! You're not gonna fall asleep right now. You're not gonna go to the session.
I wanted to, bro.
And then in the session, essentially, I looked over at you, and you do this thing where like you shake your legs so you can try to stay awake,
Dude,
but your eyes are closed.
Work anymore.
And I'm
It
like,
used to
what?
work when I was a kid, and
He's
now it doesn't
lying
work
to
anymore.
himself. You
It's
are
so
lying
unfortunate.
to yourself. Wake up! And I was gonna like hit you and like wake you up, but I knew you were awake, so I was like, what's the point of trying?
I was awake in here, points to brain,
Right.
but I wasn't awake in here,
It's
points to
like,
heart.
like when your dad is like half asleep on a couch watching TV, and you try to change the channel. He's like,
Yes.
"Hey, I'm still
Hey.
watching that."
Dude, I hate it when he does that.
Yeah,
because I
100%.
see his eyes bare closed, and he's like, "Bro,
Bro,
what are you
my mom
doing?"
would be snoring, and she'd be like, "No, I didn't go to sleep. I hear you." I'm like, "No, you didn't, bro. You asleep."
I hate it when people deny that they're sleeping. Like,
Yeah.
like I know that there's like this weird feeling to being like vulnerable when you're asleep, so you don't want to make people think that you're sleeping. But like, it's okay if you're like fully unconscious, and then like someone like walks in on you, and you don't have to like pop back away. There's this unfortunate syndrome that happens is like when you're trying to do that and fake seeming like you were awake, but your brain isn't on. You'll be like, roosters and waffle pears, and then they'll be like, huh? And you'll be like, no, the door. And then I went after that and I ate food. And you're like, what are you talking about? You're like, so that's why I hate animals. And then they just kind of wake back up and they're like, oh, hey.
What happened?
And you're like, you wonder who you were talking to in those 2 seconds right before they came back alive.
But Ramadan's schedule definitely does kind of like kick someone a little bit. Unless...
Yeah.
Because whatever you've done, like I would sleep at 7:30. I'd wake up, go to class, finish my classes, and then I'd try my best to come home and sleep. But like recently, like I don't know, my parents would have me do something. I would have errands to run. I had an oil change the other day. I was sitting in like the little office, like in the little car thing, the place, and I was like, what would happen if I would just fall asleep right now in the middle of them changing my oil? What would happen, bro?
They'd probably come wake you up.
They'd be like, hey, sir, hello, sir? I'm like, no, shh. Ramadan is tomorrow, hold on. And I was like, be asleep.
Shh, it's not suhoor yet. It's not suhoor yet.
Fajr time, beta. But it's like the sleep really, like, I think the sleep is probably one of the biggest things. And then for me personally, just water, honestly.
Yeah, the food is not really the issue.
Because I honestly don't even eat.
It's the freaking water, man.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like not only is like my bad breath like consistent, but also I have nothing to move it around or change it.
Yeah.
And like, the weird thing is, I think more than food, water you'll really unconsciously drink, right? So like, for most people during Ramadan, you have to like get rid of all the water bottles in the convenient places because you'll reach one, sip one, and then you'll be like, wait a second. Or you won't even.
Yeah.
I think at one time, a couple years ago, I downed like 3 water bottles, and I was like, huh, why was my stomach so empty? And I was like, wait a huh?
Dude, my mom, first day of fasting, I noticed this. She was on the phone. Now, I know my mom zones out of the world whenever she's on the phone with anyone. She was on the phone in the kitchen. We were making dinner. And we were still fasting. Like, it was like fasting time. And she was on the phone, and she downed an orange. Now, the polite thing to do and like the religious thing to do is wait until the person finishes eating, like whatever they're eating, and then tell them, hey, you fasting, buddy.
Yeah.
And so my mom like finished eating. And I didn't technically know that was a rule. You have to wait until the person like finishes eating or whatever. I just waited until she was off the phone, which she could have emptied the whole kitchen if she was hungry, I guess. But like, I don't know. And she finishes the phone call, and I'm like, hey, Mom, by the way, are you fasting today? She goes, yeah. And she's holding like the peel of the orange. It goes,
Dang.
oh my God. I completely forgot. I'm like, bro.
I guess this is something we didn't get to explain in the last episode. But
there's a lot of things we didn't explain in the last episode. But whatever, it's fine.
When you fast, and you accidentally eat or drink food, it doesn't break your fast.
Yeah.
It's it's not you weren't thinking
unconsciously, unknowingly.
Your natural urge, well, like one of the most primal urges, is to eat and drink food. So like, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
If there's a word called niyah, or like intention. So like, if your niyat is that you didn't want to eat it to break your fast, you just did it on accident.
Yeah.
Then you're chilling, you're fine.
There's little things like that, like during the shower if you get water in your mouth or something like that.
Yeah.
If
Like
you're brushing your teeth and
like you're allowed to swallow your spit.
Yeah, like, and not spit into a bucket.
You don't need to spit into a bucket.
Yeah. There's little things.
I always think about that. But like when I'm brushing my teeth in the morning, I actually met kids who their whole like lives they grew up thinking you can't brush your teeth during Ramadan.
I was one of those kids when I was younger.
Bro, how'd you come out of it?
Someone just told me like, hey, you can brush your teeth during Ramadan. I'm like, oh, but how? And they're like, just brush your teeth and don't swallow anything. What do you mean, bro?
Yep.
I was like, that's fair. That
Every
makes
time
sense.
I have to talk to somebody about it, I have to like put my hand on their shoulder like I'm talking to like a trauma addict, and they're like, "No, you can't. No,
It's not allowed.
the water and there's you're putting in your mouth, and but you can't do that because you." And I'm like, no, listen, it's okay. There is hope.
There's hope on the other side.
But yeah, like not being able to like when I'm brushing my teeth, I am like worried about those little bits of water. So like whenever I spit out my toothpaste, I do like an extra.
Like an extra, no, me too, 100%. I do an
sweet-
extra spit in the shower if I'm like brushing my teeth or something, or like I somehow get water. I get scared so much I spit like 3 extra times, just make sure my mouth is dry before I can get out of the shower or
like
something.
like whenever like if you do like whenever you do wudu, which is like spiritually doing like a water cleaning before you pray. Whenever you do wudu, you like roll your lips or something, like extra get rid of anything that could just slip its way into your mouth when you're talking and doing something in salah. So that's something that I keep thinking about. I'm like, keep being paranoid, bro. Don't worry about it. It's fine, bro. God's got you. And I'm like, yeah, you're
As long
right.
as you didn't mean to,
Yeah, you're probably right.
Fine, bro.
But I remember this one Ramadan actually. I was so thirsty, but I was like, I need to keep fasting. And I think my mom would like, because she knew that it was hurting me and she didn't want me to keep going. So she would like put food out and like water, but not like in my face. Like she'd just leave it on the counter, right? So like if I was talking with her near the kitchen, she'd just slide the glass near where I was standing, right? And her plan worked. I picked it up and I drank some without thinking. And then I was like, why am I holding a glass of water? And I was like, oh wait a second. I was like, Mom, why'd you put this here?
She's like trying to roofie you, but without actually
exactly.
roofing you.
She was like trying to break my fast, and I was
take it, boy, take it.
She was like, listen, man, you're that thirsty, you probably need to break your fast. And you know, when you're starving and you're thirsty, you know what you're feeling.
Yeah.
So you can have the strength to say no. But when you get that little taste of water,
you're like, oh,
and you're like, oh,
hey, yo.
Oh, that's what hydration feels like. Then your body's like, hey, man, listen, let's reevaluate our situation here.
How religious are you again? We just gotta make this up later.
She makes a good point.
Yeah.
So then I'm sitting there like, no, you're right, actually. And I'm like, why would I waste this water? The kids in Africa. And she's like, exactly, the kids in Africa.
I have all this food in my pantry that's not even opened.
Yeah, I
the
know.
kids in Africa.
And I'm like, well, shoot, you're right. So then I broke my fast then and there. And I was like, yeah, you're totally right.
What's that one thing, like, if your brain says, if you're telling yourself that you're dehydrated or like you need water, then you're further dehydrated than you actually are.
Whoa.
Something like that, something stupid like that. It's like, yeah, if you're telling yourself that, yeah, I need to go drink water, then you're more dehydrated than you think you are. Right? Imagine fasting.
It's like 10 times.
Yeah, you're like, shoot, bro, I'm thirsty, bro.
I'm hungry, bro.
I'm hungry and I'm thirsty and I need water. Well, you're way past that I need water phase, you know?
Yeah, I think the best days when I fast are the days that I just have so much to do that I'm not thinking about my hunger.
True.
But those are also just normal college days.
True.
So you can't really, it doesn't really differentiate.
The other day I had, on Monday, I had I hate Monday schedule so much. I have a class in the morning, I have a class 10 minutes right after that class, 6-hour break, and then I have a 3-hour class at night, right? 3-hour class? Yeah. Whatever, I wake up and go do my first 2 classes. I think it was like the 3rd day of Ramadan or whatever. And I was like, okay, it's kicking my butt a little bit, but I'm fine. Like, it's normal. I usually don't even eat for the first like 2 classes. I'm chilling. I usually get back home, eat a snack, drink some water, drink coffee if I need it for the rest of for my class at night. Whatever, right? I get home, standing in the kitchen, and I'm like, well, there's the door. And I just turned right back around and left. And I went upstairs. I put an alarm for like 2 hours for me to take a nap. I took a nap, woke up, went to class, right? The issue with my night class is iftar, or like the time we can eat, is at like 7, almost 8, right?
Yeah.
My class starts at 7, ends at 9:45.
Oh, so it's right in the middle.
It's right in the middle. So
that's so unfortunate.
I take my bottle of water with me. I take like 2 or 3 dates with me, like a little napkin. And maybe a snack. I know the teacher provides snacks because she'll bring like chips or something.
She provides snacks?
Yeah, we convinced her to start bringing like snacks for
what
class.
What a dope teacher.
Because she was like, I understand, it's like 7 p.m. Most people are having dinner at this point. You guys can bring food, bring whatever you want.
Oh, that's
I
so
forgot
sweet.
about that part. And I was like, I'm also wearing a mask. I don't want to, I'm trying to catfish some girl into like, thinking I'm hot. So I'm going to wear my mask and not take it
I don't
off.
want her to see my neck rolls.
Yeah, I don't want to see my
Can't
beard.
expose a homie out here.
My mouth. And so, like, whatever. I just took the dates. I took a little snack, and I took the first snacks.
Opportunity cost of eating my food right now.
Yeah, honestly, bro, I did not eat. But I was like, whatever. So, I'm in the middle of class. Time comes for iftar, right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait a second to see, because I know there's some other Muslim people in this class. I'm just gonna wait a second and see what like everyone's move is. Just scope out the area. So I sat there. I think iftar that day was like 7:57 or something like that, 7:58. So I was like, okay, I'll just wait. 7:57, 7:58, 7:59, 8:01. I'm like, hey, bro, is someone gonna do something or not? And then
someone's gotta break it, bro.
Someone's gotta do something first. And so I'm like, whatever. So I reach for my bottle. I put it on my desk, just a metal bottle, whatever. And as soon as I don't know if they were waiting on me or the world just ended up lining up together.
You were the start.
I think I was the one who broke in, and I put it down in my bottle. I don't know if they knew I was Muslim or not, but like my name's Ibrahim, so it's not that far off. And as soon as I put my bottle on the desk, some chick in the back grabs her lunchbox. The kid named Waleed in the front take out his shawarma sandwich. He has one of those like white to-go boxes. Mm-hmm. He's got fries in there. He's got like 2 shawarma sandwiches. He's got a drink. And I'm like, bro, I brought 2 dates in a water bottle. Like, And the girl in the back, that was the first one, she brought like biryani and everything. I was like, God, I messed up. I should have brought more food. Damn it.
Yeah, for real, bro.
And then like I just sat there eating my dates,
pro-Muslims.
My chips. And now my guy up there is like downing out like a Coke with like his shawarma sandwich. I'm like, oh my god, that smells so good. And I'm just eating my Doritos that I got from my teacher.
There is a God. I know there is.
And then I get back home. Mom was like, oh, how was class? And I've thought everything. I'm like, Mama, there's this new shawarma place that opened up down the street. I'm going to get that every single time, bro. Screw this.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah. And I go back home. It's at 9:45, bro. Usually around 9:45. I'm in Tarawih like around that time, right? I get home at 9:45 and then I eat dinner. So as I'm already like late into my night, I have something due that night, whatever. I'm just already past that. I'm like, So I don't know if I should go to sleep or stay up or like do my homework or go take my shower that I needed or what did I do? And I just ended up like sitting on my phone.
Absolutely, because like the thing is, your day doesn't stop. Like you still have to live your life until like 11, 12. But then you have to sleep and wake up at 5, and then you have to go back to sleep, and then you have to wake back up.
Yeah.
This is like a whole lot of
like my brother
conflicting things in normal life.
Whenever I used to have earlier classes or something like that, my brother, right now what he's doing is he'll eat after he gets back from home Tarawih. Around like 12, he'll like eat. And then he won't wake up for suhoor.
Yeah, that's the big strat.
Or like he'll wake up like down water 10 minutes before like Fajr or whatever. And then just go back to sleep and like, or go to work. He goes to work at like 7 or something like that.
Oh, God.
Just so he can come back earlier. So like he'll shift his like 9 to 5.
Just for Ramadan?
Yeah.
Nice.
And
you're very smart.
And his boss is Muslim, so he's like, yeah, bro, they're
God.
all doing that.
I've never thought about
they're all just doing that. They're like, yeah, we'll just wake up. Or what he'll do is he'll eat suhoor. He'll sleep from Tarawih until suhoor and then wake up for suhoor like last minute, eat, and then stay up from suhoor until like whatever time he gets off.
Bro, your brother's pro-Muslim, man.
Yeah, no, that's what
I'm not thinking about these ideas.
We used to do that, and I'm like, I could do that, but I also don't have 7 a.m. classes like him, so I'm just gonna eat normally, and I'm the one usually making like those suhoor stuff, so I'm like, whatever.
What's your go-to suhoor food?
True, bro. I told you last time.
Mine always fluctuates, and it's so bad, never enough, really.
Yeah.
The other day I had cereal and blueberries, and I was like, bro, cereal doesn't last me on a normal day. How the hell am I supposed to expect
I'll tell you
this?
I don't know what it is, but ever since Ramadan started, I think like that second day, the suhoor does not work anymore. Like I would need to eat like a whole cow to actually get full of.
Yeah.
And it's not working anymore. But like you go to usually last Ramadan, what I remember is I'll eat suhoor, I'll wake up, I'll be solid, like not hungry until like maybe 4 p.m.
Really? You last all the way to 4?
All the way until 4, and then from 4 to like 7, I'm like dying. Because I'm hungry. Or like maybe like 3 or something like that. But
extreme pain.
But like usually I can last and not even think about hunger. I'd wake up nowadays and be like, did I eat suhoor? Did I wake up? Is that a memory? Or was that what's going on here?
Is that real? Did I incept myself?
Yeah, and I was like, what is going on here? And so nowadays I just don't know what to eat. I don't know. I used to have like a whole system. I eat eggs, for example, like whoever made eggs, we eat eggs. I eat this little like, I don't know how to explain it, like an Egyptian breakfast food thing. I essentially have like a breakfast, but not eating certain things that will make me thirsty. There's those little like scientifically thingy.
Smart. Yeah, everybody has like these optimized things, and I always forget them. I really shouldn't. I always forget them though. Like they say, like don't eat anything that will absorb water in your bloodstream and stuff like that because that'll make you thirsty.
Usually, it's like if you eat some sort of like dairy, like milk, is fine. It won't make you hungry or thirsty. It'll actually help. If you eat something sweet, it'll make you more thirsty. If you eat something salty, it'll make you thirsty in the day. If you have coffee, it'll make you thirsty during the day. If you have too much like desserts the night before, you'll get thirsty in the day. Unless you drink like 2 bottles of water during suhoor. So that's what I usually do. Like I'll eat like yogurt, some sort of egg. So I'm gonna eat cereal. I'll have like an actual filling thing right after because cereal does not do anything.
Yeah.
Cereal does not make a dent in someone's appetite. I can have 3 bowls of cereal and then maybe I'll start feeling it.
Dude, the Ramadan struggle is like trying to get in all of your hydration within the time from iftar to the next suhoor. Because like, okay, you drink water periodically throughout the day, but you don't, like, what I'm doing basically these days is I'm guzzling like 8 bottles of water or 7 bottles of water, like in between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. And the amount of times you have to pee in that time is absurd. And the amount of sleep you want to get will take away from your ability to hydrate yourself and lower the amount of bottles of water you could drink. So it's like a weird balancing game. My first
2 days of Ramadan, I used to drink so much water, like during after I've done everything. But now I'm like, I probably should be drinking water after iftar. But now I'll drink like I know my blue cup's like 20 ounces. I'll drink 120 ounce after iftar, and then 120 ounce during suhoor, and that'll be it. And I just die during the day. Maybe, I mean, I probably should drink water. But there's some chick, my sister sent me an Instagram post about like how much water you're supposed to be drinking. And I'm like,
what the heck?
Really? Like people sit there and actually just worry about how much water you should be drinking, whatever. Okay, during suhoor, you drink 3 cups of water or 1.5 big glasses. I don't know what that means. Or 750 milliliters. During iftar, you drink 2 cups or 1 big glass. Huh? Okay. Post iftar until bedtime / midnight. 3 cups or 1.5 big ounces, whatever. Minimum water intake goal is 2 liters. It varies by individual. So I guess like this website's literally called thehealthymuslims.com.
Bro.
How to drink enough water during Ramadan.
We need more of those, bro.
Like there's a bunch of little things like this. It's weird.
See, the rough thing about my schedule is that I have my Monday, Wednesday classes are like the densest days of my life. And if I don't have sleep and I'm hungry and I'm thirsty, I have 2 hours of math, right? Just straight math.
Yeah.
I have 1 hour of government, an hour and a half of history, and then 2.5 hours of chemistry. So I'm literally sitting through like brain event after brain event after brain event, and my brain does not have the proper fuel to actually function during all of these things. So like, for all my chemistry homies, bro, we're like doing like titration or whatever. Imagine like calculating molarity, doing all these but like complicated, intricate chemical equations, trying to do triple integrals and all this stuff on like 2 hours of sleep and like a bagel. That's it.
And like a bagel.
Like I'm really like seeing the like limits of what my body can do without resources. But also something that I was thinking about while you were talking is that like when you
brain fart.
Yeah. Hold up. I'm almost there.
I'm looking at this chick's like Instagram page.
When you're fasting, it really shows you how much time you spend doing things. So like you were saying, when you get home and that is your snack time, and you sit there and you're just like,
no,
I have nothing to do now.
Yeah.
Like when I wake up in the morning, I have to eat breakfast, which takes the majority of my morning time. But now I don't. So like when I wake up, I'm like, there's so much time.
I put an alarm for my classes at least like an hour and a half. That'll give me before my class starts. So that'll give me enough time for me to wake up, get dressed, get ready, maybe eat something, and then leave for class.
Mm-hmm.
I literally no longer need that hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just like, my class at 11, I'll wake up at like 10:30.
Yeah, no, same. Exactly, literally same margins and everything. Like
yeah.
I woke up 30 minutes before my class the other day, and I was like, I guess I don't have to eat breakfast.
Yeah. Also, like
I just need to brush and leave.
I don't know if this happens to you or not. Maybe because my sleep schedule is upside down, inside out. The waking up portion of my day is so weird during Ramadan. Because I'll wake up feeling sleepy, but so ready to go. Like, first alarm, first snooze, boom, I'm ready. Yellow, okay. What do we do? We got accounting? All right, let's go. But during, like, the normal day, like, okay, snooze, 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 snooze. Now it's, like, 3 snoozes, and I'll be like, okay, I guess I gotta get up. But during, like, normal days, I'm like, dying, don't want to get up. Just leave me alone. I don't care about classes. I'm gonna drop out either way.
See, I have the exact opposite. During normal days, when I know that I've slept a long enough time, like 5 or 6 hours, which is not the healthy amount, by the way. But
normal for us.
Yeah, normal for us. But so when I've done that, I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I wake up, whatever, back, neck, whatever, that pain is there, but that's fine. But during Ramadan, since I know how much sleep I got, since I woke up 2 hours before, I'm just sitting there like, this was not enough. I'm like dying on the inside. My brain is turning into pudding right now. Like my eyes don't, like when I was sitting in the car, my eyes wouldn't open. Like they were like fused together. My brain was on. I was talking to you, although like zombie like, but my eyes would not stay open.
Yeah,
and it was so frustrating because I felt like the oldest, grossest dude with like the weirdest like eye boogers just sealing my eyes shut. That wasn't the case, thankfully. I'm a very handsome man, but I felt like that, and it was so gross. So my sleep schedule typically like it's I feel like I'm waking up out of a trance every time I wake up when I'm fasting, especially if you sleep till suhoor, wake up, do sehri, and then you go back to sleep. Oh,
that's the most optimal.
By the way, suhoor and sehri are the same thing. Urdu people say it differently, but
the cultural word.
So
thing.
Yeah, that's the optimal thing. But that's also the one that leaves me the most busted in the morning.
If I ever do that, I cannot wake up for class.
It's so hard.
I cannot wake up for class.
It's so hard.
My brain's
like, how do people do this?
Pull more sleep.
How did people do this in the freaking desert without alarm clocks and the freaking rooster that crowed or whatever and like nothing else? How did they do this?
Do you know why I made the little farm pun in the beginning? That's because people would stay up until suhoor, they'll eat, and the sun would rise and they would go to work.
Really?
And that's what I'm telling you. That's the whole idea behind it.
So you invert your whole like sleep schedule?
Yeah, you essentially just like, because like a farmer, for example, has to wake up to feed his living stock, whatever. Livestock.
Oh, you're so close.
I'm so close. Living stock, livestock, same difference. So they'd have to be up to feed them, right? Yeah. Either way, they have to get up at 6 a.m., start shipping out milk. I don't know what a farmer does.
Generating
plants, adding seed to humans. So that pause where between both of us.
Yo, farming.
I'm making kids. And so like that's the whole idea. You gotta wake up early, do that. You can just wake up at school to eat, pray, and live on your life, because that's when sunrise starts.
Yeah.
And so either way, it's how like I think in the Quran wise, Fajr is usually Fajr because everyone like wakes up at Fajr, sunrise, you pray your thing, and then go on with your life.
See, that's the weird thing though. Like the fact that when people used to wake up at sunrise, I have this like antiquated idea that people in the past, the moment the sun would set, they're like, yep, time to go to sleep. Yeah. So they would go to sleep at like 8 or 9. And
they were healthy back then.
They would wake up at sunrise, so that's like enough.
That's enough for them.
That's enough. But for us, we know time, so we're like, oh yeah. I got a couple hours. I can watch this.
One more Game of Valor
special. Actually, I did watch a comedy special yesterday by I'm forgetting the guy's name. Let me pull it.
John Mulaney.
It was no, not John Mulaney. Although
Adam Smith.
I miss John Mulaney.
Go to New Orleans.
He was really good. I think it's Johnny Chang. He was so good. It was so funny. Yeah, and he was just spitting mad. Ronnie Chang. And I was just sitting there the entire time, freaking fasting on the mind, and I was like, that club there and looks really nice. I bet they have good water. I bet they have good peanuts. The peanuts tables.
That looks really good, bro.
Yeah.
But you know what hasn't happened yet? Their group chats on Instagram has not started sending food yet.
They did like day one of Ramadan.
Day one, but then they stopped.
That is true.
Like I haven't seen one yet.
That's true. Last year and the year before that, bro, it was torture.
Last year and the year before that, me and Amar would just spam me, Amar, and Safine have a group chat on Instagram, right? I don't know why we have it, but we have it. We used to just spam, bro. You would go on to your Instagram and see 95 missed messages, and you'd open up your little group chat, and it would just be like, fried chicken, tacos, this, that, food, cake, desserts, cookies, something, and everyone's like, dude, relax. But they would always do it. We would always do it. I'm not gonna throw myself not under the bus. I would always do it too. The last like hour and a half before iftar. Yeah, we would all be online. You can see Amar is online. Savine is
y'all
online.
were like performing the masochism of Ramadan, bro. Like you were like straight up like, I can imagine the food in my mouth right now.
Like it's just sweet, But like the last hour, we would just spam it, be like, who can send the better food?
I feel like the algorithm, like especially because that was like early days of TikTok. those first couple days first couple months of the pandemic into Ramadan, the algorithm really was like, yeah, yo, I know you're not eating food. I'm gonna give you as much food as you need, bro.
Yeah.
I will feed you because you're not feeding yourself.
I'll
I'm
feed your
here
eyes.
for you. I'll feed your eyes and your brain.
What's that one saying? Your eyes eat first.
Really? Yeah.
You have to do like peeling or something like that.
Yeah,
Your eyes eat first, bro. If my eyes are fed, my stomach is good.
Yeah, so like your psyche is just filled with food, and you're like, all right. Dude, have you ever done that, like in the middle of, not even just fasting, but like in general, like you're just like hungry a little bit, so you like imagine the taste of food to the point where you're like imagining it's in your mouth, and you're like,
no.
I wonder if I swallow right now, if I'll feel the satisfaction of
like
actually.
I can
eating
feel
it.
The cheesecake coming down my throat.
I do that every now and then. I feel like there was a SpongeBob episode that had something similar to this, but it was like a metaphor where the food wasn't actually food. Like it was like I think it was something like there was like different Krabby Patty colors, and everybody was like, where are these coming from? But then like something happened to the Krabby Patty, and you find out that all of them were just like this thing Plankton made, like this like putty that like, you could just make it look like a Krabby Patty.
Sure.
I feel like I'm doing that in my mind. I feel like I'm taking whatever is in my mouth already, and I'm like,
have you ever watched Peter Pan with like Robin Williams?
No, but that one was really good. I've heard a lot of good stuff about it.
They have a scene where they're like all sitting at a dinner table and like all the plates are empty, the pots are empty, but they're acting like they're eating. Oh. And essentially it's like imaginary food, and then like I don't know what happens. Peter Pan becomes Peter Pan, and then the food pops up, and everyone's like, "What is this amazing food?" Yeah, essentially that's what's happening.
That sounds amazing, bro.
Fun fact. Real quick, side quest, because you said that.
Side quest.
I started saying that you were silly, and I'm just gonna stick with it.
I appreciate it. No, I like it. I really do.
Side quest because you said tasting food like it's in your mouth. Did you know if you look at something, right? Look at the mic, right?
Yeah.
You've never licked that mic, but your mouth knows how it feels like to lick it.
My mouth can guess what it's like, and it thinks it's right. I don't know.
Just look at the mic. Look at the little ridges right there. Just if you lick that. You don't even have to lick that. You know how it feels to lick that.
Abraham, you're talking to a fasting man right now. This is
starting. You're not gonna get a mic, bro.
Starting to look like a Krabby Patty, bro.
This looks like ice cream. What you mean?
Starting to look like an ice cream cone or something.
But you know what I mean, though. Like you can look at that and be like,
"Yeah, no, absolutely."
My tongue knows exactly how that feels.
And that's basically what I'm doing when I'm sitting there. I'm imagining intensely like what a burger would look like, or what fries would look, what it tastes, what the crispiness would feel like. I'm just feeling all this imaginary. I'm sorry, by the way. We're hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry, bro.
So we're making ourselves hungry by talking about food. But if you're hungry, I apologize for making you hungry.
Yeah,
because
I'm not. You chose this
We're
podcast.
only perpetuating the actually, never mind. Screw that, man.
You know it's Ramadan, bro. You know it's Ramadan episode.
So like, I'm like imagining intensely what this food is, and then I just what's that word that Visco girls would use a lot?
Huh?
Like I'm manifesting the taste of the food in my mouth. I'm just making it happen.
The other day, I was up with Amar, and we were talking in a group chat, and we were talking about like dessert. I was like, maybe Allah can spawn some cheesecake in my fridge right now. He's like, I mean,
for real.
We were talking about cheesecake, and I was like, maybe God can spawn some cheesecake in my fridge right now. And I go, well, and checked it, and I was like, oh no. The devs don't want to.
The devs don't want it, bro. The console command didn't work.
The devs don't want to drop some cheesecake, bro. I told my mom that's what's happening. She goes, dude, are you good?
Dude, they just don't update this game anymore, man. I swear to God.
Bro, you should have seen
new stuff.
You should have seen me and Amar, like we're like, maybe Allah can spawn some cheesecake right now. And we're like, inshallah. We're like, inshallah, make dua, bro. Pray for it. That was like the weirdest thing on earth. I don't know what we were on.
Bro. Do you have any like really weird Ramadans, like anything cool or like something completely out of the ordinary happen?
Out of the ordinary?
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, well actually, we're gonna talk about the school thing.
What school thing?
Our school stuff and Ramadan and everything.
School sucks, right?
But I guess no. At high school.
Oh yeah.
But I guess answer my question first, and then we'll
I mean, I don't know anything weird or abnormal that's happened during Ramadan.
Have you ever had to like move? Or well, I've like had to help a friend move during Ramadan.
Oh, you're talking about like
extraneous circumstances, like weird things.
I've had like volunteer opportunity because during Ramadan everyone's trying to be a better person. You get better. What do we say the word blessings? I guess was last episode we called it blessings. Hasanat in Arabic. But like, so everyone's like having these little workshops or go do this volunteer opportunities, make boxes for homeless people. I've done things like that where I would go home and sleep past iftar.
Whoa.
And I just like wake up at like midnight. I'm like, hey, iftar time? Pass me the water quick. I just wanna go to sleep.
Bismillah. Alright, goodbye guys.
I've also had to like, while I was in middle school and I would be fasting, I was on the football team 7th and 8th grade. And Ramadan never like lined up with football season, but it lined up with
the off season
workouts,
all
of that.
No, dude.
And so I would be fasting, being a good Samaritan. Me and my friend Ali would be just fasting as much as we can. And the coach goes, "All right, today we're doing mile runs." And I'm like, "You would do what?"
That's
you would say
what? Torture, man. Oh my god.
And so I'm like, you know what? I can do that. I can do. You know what? I got this, bro. I got this. So me and Ollie would start doing our mile runs. He was a lot faster than me. I'm a slow runner. His body's not built to run. And so we were running. I finished my mile. I'm exhausted. I'm sweating. I'm like, water would be so good right now. We have those, what we call like a water tree. And essentially it's just a hose connected to multiple like little nozzles, like squirt nozzles. You grab it, like you squirt it in the water into your mouth, and then you leave.
I know of this. Yeah.
And you get like a couple seconds, and you get water, and then you leave. Everyone's over there because they're all dying. We worked out. We ran our mile. We did like football runs. We did all that stuff.
What's it called? Suicides and
we did suicides. We were doing like our stats, like our 40. We were getting like how fast our 40 is, and all that mumbo jumbo. And I'm just like dying, bro. I'm dying.
You're actually doing it on E.
And my friend Ali's like, dude, I'm gonna pass out if I don't get water. So he went and got water. And I sat there and I was like, I'm good. God is good all the time. God is great all the time. God is great all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And I went and took a shower after because I was sweating because, you know, showers in middle school and stuff like that. So I'd take a shower and I would stand under like the cold water. I was like, just give me an extra second. Just let me just
maybe
dehydrate a little bit.
Absorb the water.
Maybe my skin is like a sponge. I no longer. It didn't work, but I was. And then right after football season, after workout and everything, we have breakfast because we would work out early before school. So I go to lunchroom with all the football, all the workout people, everyone. We would get our breakfast. We would sit down and start eating. Me and Ali would be sitting like, "Wow, this table is great. Mashallah, very nice. It's a great table."
Oh, I love the selection I got today. It was really
what did I have today? Fruit Loops? Oh, mashallah, very good, very good. Refined, very nice on your palate. But you know, I'm fasting, brother. I cannot.
The notes on the end.
I cannot explain to you how I really feel with this information and how this hits my tongue with the variety and as my tongue looks at it. It's a very interesting formula. And you know, I'd be like, dude, I can down 4 of these Fruit Loop boxes right now.
Yeah, dude. When you look at dry cereal and you're like, dude, I could do you right now, so good. So wish you could do you anything.
My friend Ali was like, I mean, I technically broke my fast like purposefully because I was about to pass out. So breakfast is served. So he would go get breakfast, and I would sit across from him like how we're sitting right now, and be like, "What's that? Eggs? Oh, nice. Okay." I'm just like, I just sit there.
That's cool.
Right. For sure. And I do that for all of Ramadan.
Dude, that sounds absolutely
and I would go,
torture,
and the next day,
I don't know how you did that.
The next day would be, we would run like Mondays or something like that. Every like Mondays and Wednesdays were like cardio. Tuesdays and Thursdays were like weightlifting or like, you know, whatever. And then Fridays would be like some fun, stupid thing. We would run Mondays and Wednesdays. Working out and like running is different, right? You get dehydrated, but working out like heavy weights and like weightlifting and like, you know, feels so weird when you're fasting.
Really?
Especially like if you're just the first thing you do in the morning is like you wake up half dead and you go and we used to like work out. We could have just worked out light, you know, focus on ourselves. But we were all a bunch of like idiots who just wanted to get ripped, and so we would just be lifting weights and like getting into it. Your body would just feel like strong, but at the same time weak because you don't have food in your body.
Yeah.
You're like, I can do this weight. I did it last week. I wasn't fasting last week. I can't do this weight. Never mind.
Like imagine like you're on your last couple reps. Like do you not have the power to like?
Sometimes
even less than normal that you can't push through. Yeah,
sometimes I would not be able to push through. Sometimes I'd like skip school on accident, and that day I'd be like, "Coach, listen, I don't know if I can lift this weight, buddy. I ain't do this."
Yeah,
that's why whenever you talk to someone about like working out during Ramadan, they'll either do it like an hour before iftar so they can finish their workout and then break their fast, or they'll do it after iftar at night. Because they
pretty late
need water, something like that. Some people I used to do it with like 3 a.m.
Wow, yeah.
And they're just like, they have time to kill instead of, sleeping, whatever. They'll just go work out.
That actually does make a lot of sense. If you're already going to stay up that late, why not do something? Well, actually, couldn't you use that to your favor? Like, right, if you have iftar and eat as quickly as possible, right? Like you eat at 8 and then you give your body enough time. So like around 11 or 12, you go to the gym for an hour and a half, and then you come home tuckered out, right? So then you can actually, you're, making your body need that sleep so you can pass out. Yeah. Wait till suhoor, and then boom, bada bing. Yeah. You get the way to sleep instead of having to stay up the entire time.
I used to, last Ramadan, what I was doing, I didn't do it this Ramadan, I'm fat this Ramadan. But last Ramadan, what I would do is, I'd eat suhoor, pray, and then as the sun's rising, I would just go on a walk. Yeah. So I would, use that fuel or whatever.
Honestly, especially, certain series, bro, if you do that, you'll overload. Yeah. And it's so nice to walk it off a little bit.
You walk it off, you're like, I'm chilling, I'm a little thirsty, but it's not too bad. And then you go to sleep, you wake up, you're still thirsty because of that walk. But food wise, you're like, I'm good.
See, Ramadan for the majority of our lives recently has landed in summer. Yeah. So a couple years ago, Ramadan was in the middle of the heat of summer. And y'all, Texas summer heat is
Ramadan was
awful.
Horrible.
And I had to help a friend move some stuff from their place. Yeah. So I'm carrying heavy boxes. I'm sweating all the water I do have. I'm not able to drink any more water to fix the water problem. And it's just blazing hot outside. And as a brown man with black hair everywhere, it just conducts all of that, bro. It just absorbs all of that. It just puts it right back into the system. And I was dying. It was so bad. So that iftar was one of the most satisfying iftars ever, bro. Because I was just this water tastes like all food at once right now. It just tastes like everything at once. It's the best thing ever.
It's hot Ramadans are very interesting. I don't know how to explain it, but they're they're bad.
Usually in the summer, the whole goal is to avoid the heat. Yeah. But when you're fasting and it's the summer, your whole goal is literally
you gotta go run errands. You gotta go do something. You gotta leave the house.
You don't even see
and it's 109 outside.
Even if the light that comes through the window, you don't go to that part of the that shines through the window. You're gotta stay away.
Like a vampire. Yeah.
Yeah. It's rough.
I remember doing it once at Ramadan, and I used to have this trend, I guess, but every year, a couple years ago, during middle school into a little bit of high school, every Ramadan, it would be in the summer, and we'd be in California because I have family there. California has really nice weather, so it was just vibing. I was fine. Those little Ramadans with the nice weather were honestly some of the smoothest Ramadans I've had. Which is weird, and I'm just yeah,
because Cali's got that golden sweet spot.
It's not humid like Texas. It gets hot, but it's heat where you can just hide and you'll be fine. So I don't know. It was a weird. I don't know, but I enjoyed those little breaks.
I think the best thing about Ramadan, though, especially in the extremes, and kind of getting into the point we mentioned earlier, is when we were in high school, Ramadan went from being tradition and fun to being really fun. So me, Ibrahim, the guys, we all of our fasting friends, it's not that we couldn't stand the cafeteria per se.
We just didn't care to go.
It was just nicer to have your own space. So we walked up to our assistant principal and we were like, hey, yo, due to religious reasons, we can't eat food. Is there a place that we can go where there isn't food?
Because they wouldn't allow us. Yeah, because we had a 3-story building for high school. Mm-hmm. During lunch, they would not allow us technically upstairs unless you have tutoring or something. So we'd be like, hey, we don't want to sit around people eating.
That's very true.
Because we're fasting, and as soon as you say the word of fasting or Ramadan or something like that, their brain goes, oh. Shoot, yeah. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, there's this room down there. You guys can go sit in.
Mm-hmm. And when we were in sophomore year and freshman year, we couldn't even leave campus. Yeah. So there was no way. You had to be at school. Yeah. So they took us to this back room, and it's called the Zen Den. It's not there anymore, unfortunately. But it was basically meant to be a meditative, relaxation room for teachers to go and unwind from the stress of having to deal with all these cancerous kids all day.
Yes, sir.
And
that's me.
it ended up being was just a really vacant room with like a like a sand thing with like the rake and like nice couches and like a beanbag and like all this stuff. So
Those was couches that are on the floor couches. There's not even like there's not even like a leg to it. It was just a little.
We would go into these rooms and just spend all of our hour of lunch, and that was where the most fun happened because we would bring cards. Or we would all sleep, or we would just talk.
I remember spooning with someone. I think it was like you or something. I don't remember
definitely,
who I spooned with.
there was like me, you, Amar, Thomas, all on the floor, all sleeping.
Yeah.
And I remember I woke up, and it was just like a game of how to wake each of you up because we all wake up very differently. Amar is like a bear; he does not wake up. Ibrahim, you like.
Depends on a day. I'd either be dead or
sometimes you're like pin drop or you're like super gone.
Yeah.
And Thomas was like he does the thing where he tries to sound awake, so he'll wake up and he'll like every Thursday night I go to the bar, and that's why trees are good for your teeth. And then he'd be like, all right, cool. And I was just sitting there, and then we got some of the girls later in the year, some of our other friends, people who weren't not in that way.
Sounded weird.
Some of the friends who weren't even fasting, they would come in. And
yeah, I remember them telling us like whenever we got that room, they're like, yeah, just you guys that are fasting in his room. We're like, yeah, 100% for sure. We didn't even think about bringing anyone else.
Yeah,
I think we might have let like Thomas and Tristan in like once or twice, but then at one point we just had like the whole friend group, random people just come in.
Yeah, it was
we
kind
would
of
close
like a
the doors.
little party room.
If anybody knocked on a door, one of like us Muslim kids would go open it, so like it seems like we are the Muslim kids.
And
in here.
We had like a code.
Yeah, you had to like knock a certain way. Yeah. It was weird.
It was so fun.
We would just sit in there. We'd play cards. If anyone had homework, they do homework.
Mm-hmm.
If someone sleep, they can sleep. I remember senior year they added a table. That's I think when we started playing cards a lot.
Yeah, we almost broke that.
But that's when we came up with the phalanges. We played Mal a lot. I remember doing like guess the song or whatever during that whole
yeah, we were all like just like half asleep, and you had your like phone on top of your chest, and we were all just like
Rihanna, call me baby. Yeah.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah. And you just kind of like guess the song, but during those times that was just the most interesting month.
Yeah, it like especially because like that was when we were like younger. We didn't know how to like add spice to the school day, right?
Yeah.
And we were figuring it out. So Ramadan was always interesting. Like every day was captivating. Something different was happening. One of our friends, Matu, who he had like a little bit of a sensitive hearing issue to like loud noises and stuff. He also couldn't be outside, so he would be in the room with us. So we'd all just vibe together. We'd see him in the room. We'd see a couple of our friends. We'd like invite people down the hall. I remember one time our principal actually did come to check on us. And they were like, "Hey, what's going on in there?" And we kind of did the same thing, like when the cops come to your party and like everybody hides and like behind a plant and stuff. Like we were all just like, "Just don't make any moves." And we were like, "Oh yeah, we're about to like pray or something, like something very Muslim." And she was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, don't worry about it."
Yeah, I remember one of the teachers was like, "Why are there so many kids going into that room?"
Yeah.
And then I think I don't know if it was me and you or like me and Amar or something like that, but some of us were at the door about to walk into the room. And they were like, "What's going on here? Why is there so many kids going in the room?" We didn't lie. We were like, "We're Muslim kids. We're fasting during Ramadan." "Oh, you're fasting? Yeah. Go right ahead. Go ahead. And we're like, "Okay." The 15 Christians in this room are also fasting. Yeah, don't even worry about them. They're good. Yeah. Thomas, he's good.
There were actually days where they would also fast with us. They gave it a shot.
Every now and then they would fast with us.
They tried to fast.
And then what we started doing was the whole like overnight thing with our friends.
Oh my goodness. Wait, one last thing about the room.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a specific event, almost exactly like kind of like certain like high school like things and normal high school things. I don't know. Normal people would probably know this, but like we had to like stagger how quickly people would come in the room. So, like, if Tristan came, we'd be like, "Okay, Thomas, wait 2 more minutes, and then you come."
And then come inside.
And then Ibrahim, all of the Muslim kids, we would go in there first so that we could avoid the most suspicion. And then we would trickle in the people that would come, and we would be like, "Don't linger near the door." So we would tell them, "Wait around the corner, and we'll text you."
Yeah, text me, or call me.
That's when you walk.
I remember getting calls from, like, Thomas, like, "Hey, I'm coming." I'm like, yeah. And then I'll be like, hey, Mark, get the door.
Yeah, or some of the folks would be like, "Hey, I'm going off campus real quick. I'm going to go get something." We'll be like, "Yeah, sure, just knock 3 times. Just make sure if we don't knock, just walk away. Don't stand near the door."
If we don't open in like 4 seconds, just walk away and come back or call us or text us or something. One of us could be asleep. I remember we were all asleep on once. I have a video of this.
They were just knocking.
No. There was a video I have of this, of all of us asleep spooning on the floor. I think this was junior year. And Tristan was awake doing homework with, I think, like Sienna or someone. And something happened, like he was trying to tell us. But he wrote on a note to Sienna, and they were not even talking. They were just kind of writing notes to each other because we were all dead asleep. Because I remember walking into class that day, or school that day, and we looked just tired. And everyone was like, dude, I'm just going to sleep during like our lunch break.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, yeah, go for it. So Tristan's sitting there in case anything happens. Teacher comes and knocks on the door. He's doing homework. He starts writing notes. I have a video. They're just like, let them sleep. But why? Because they're tired. Okay, for sure. And the camera comes to us, all of us spooning on the floor, and we're like, yeah, that's us. That makes sense.
And these are the same like crackhead minds that created the pantry, and we had all those those rubber balls. So it's like along the same like crackhead idea. Vibe, we were like F it, bro. Like we're just here having fun. We're just vibing. We're not trying to break this glass table with how hard we're playing ERS. Like we're just trying to vibe. It was actually difficult because we would get so heated playing ERS that people would like knock on the door and they'd be like, "Hey, is everything going on?"
When we started playing Phalanges, like I think every other day we were playing Phalanges, we would get so loud and start yelling because we were like, "Oh, deuces! Oh my god, this! Oh my god,
deuces doubles!"
And then Miss Broad would come and be like, "What's going on in there?"
Reverse!
Like, nothing. Sorry. Because right next to the door would be like a little closet, and then when the officer, what are they called?
The
CEO.
CEO. I forget what the actual thing is, like residing officer for
whatever.
For the campus.
He would move into the door next to us, so we were like, we can't be allowed this year.
Yeah, so like I remember there was a car. There was one of those like kid cars.
That was in the room next to us. Yeah,
in the room next to us, and we kind of
there was something going on in our Zen room, whatever it's called, once, and so we had to sit in the officer's room. And he wasn't in there.
Oh, yeah, that was an awkward day because they didn't come in there, but one of the other like faculty came in and they were like, y'all can't be here. And then that's when we were like, hey, listen, we're Muslim, we're fast. And they were like, yo.
That's when we found the yearbooks.
Yeah, we found
and we spent the whole hour just looking through the yearbooks.
Early ones. Like it was like before they were actually supposed to come out.
Yeah, and they were like, yeah, these are just going to sit here for the next like 2 months.
Oh, that was so cool.
And we were like, oh, well, we're going to see this. Oh my God, look at the sun. Oh my God.
There was this one time actually that we were like on the 3rd floor and we saw like a teacher left a project file on one of the chairs and we read it and we saw who won. I think it was, I forget, something with junior year, some project junior year. We saw who won. We were like, whoa, dude, we feel like we're illegally like stealing information here. This is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. One of the other highlights of Ramadan was what we would do as friends.
Oh, we just do a lot of stupid things as friends. We started doing this thing. Mainly it was for us like Muslim kids, but we were like, screw it, all of our friends who are not Muslim can join too. We would have iftar. We would tell our parents it's gonna be an overnight thing because some of us brown people it's hard to get out overnight.
Yeah. Especially when we were younger and like our parents were more strict about it.
And they would be the ones driving us, and like only one person in our
bless their souls,
here.
Bro. Bless their souls.
We would go to iftar somewhere, either like at a restaurant. Now we can drive, so we can do it at a restaurant, or we would like do it at a Saud's house.
The classic was IHOP. This was the go-to.
Iftar, not.
Sorry. I'm jumping ahead.
Yeah. And so we would do iftar somewhere.
The pizza. We would get pizza.
We would get like pizza at a Saud's house.
Buffalo wing pizza.
And then we would like waste time. We'd watch a movie. We'd play games, whatever. And then we would do this all night up until suhoor. And then at suhoor, we would go to IHOP.
Yeah.
And then we'd just be mindless. Just idiots.
Oh, yeah.
I remember Thomas asking the waiter, he was like, 2 brain cells left. I don't know. He hasn't slept for like 24 hours. He's like, ma'am, if I order right now when you're taking our order.
Right now.
Can I order later as well? She was like, what? Yeah. The other question is that.
I think there was a video that our friends took where we were all like eating food and like laughing like crazy.
We were like mentally high.
Oh yeah, no,
the waiter
drugs needed, bro. No drugs needed.
Was I think like Ethiopian. I remember her being like Ethiopian or Somalian, and she would have like an accent. And I remember someone telling me that she was like newer there to IHOP and to that location, and she was like looking at us weird because we were laughing. I don't know what we had, if we got like drugged or something, but like we were laughing. Bro. The whole 2 hours at IHOP.
It's the hash browns. And there's this iconic video where the camera pans over to me and I look dead in the camera and I'm like, if your daughters have wives, hit me up.
And that video is on every single person's phone in this group.
Exactly. And it's iconic.
And we're all laughing.
Fantastic.
And I think like one of our friends was sitting there like just like stone cold face. Like he was not laughing. the whole
Yeah,
time
he
he
was
was
just
there.
zooted out, dude.
He was just like asleep. I think he ate, but like he didn't speak. He didn't laugh.
Mm-hmm.
He barely looked at us, and then like we were all like dying of laughter and like making a lot of noise.
And one of our other friends that same night, before we went to the IHOP and we asked my dad, "Hey, can you drive us to the IHOP at 5 a.m.?" He passed out in my room and he was like, "Guys, I am not coming.
Yeah,
I am sleeping. You guys go without me."
We're waking him up like, "Hey, you're gonna come to IHOP with us?" He goes, "No, I'll just leave me and go." And we would come back after IHOP and like all like, you know, life, whatever.
And he's just like,
and he's asleep. He's knocked out. Like no one even talked to him.
Yeah.
And then the most recent one last year was
that was
hectic.
Extra special. Well, actually, backtracking just a little bit. One of our like traditions as a friend group, whenever we, not just for Ramadan but in general, whenever we do like long-term late night hangouts, we will always do whatever, eat me, whatever, and then as late as possible, we will go to the grocery store and we will get IBCs and crappy ramen.
Yeah,
and
true.
we will eat and drink and talk about it and like just vibe into the night. And then we would go do suhoor. But this specific night, it was a
whole new world.
Smorgasbord.
We could all drive
of events, all in Ramadan, by the way. So like, to keep that in mind while we're going through this.
We can all drive at this point.
Right.
We met up at this like Thai noodle place for iftar. We were supposed to meet up with an old teacher. She ended up canceling to go meet her boyfriend because her boyfriend's daughter was in town and they were trying to show her around.
Something complicated.
That was weird. Okay, that was the first weird part of the night. We were like, whatever, moving on. We ate.
Keep track on the list.
We ate, right? One of our female friends that was there with us was like, hey... No, they were talking about tattoos for some reason, right?
Our friend...
They were talking about tattoos for some reason.
Our friend had the idea... And then Thomas was like,
I'm down.
I also had the idea, let's go. And then they started talking to each other about it. But no one else wanted to go. We were all like, guys, we're hungry. We just want to eat food.
Yeah, but like while we were eating, they kept talking about like getting a tattoo. And they're like, oh, you know, I'm going to kind of get this. I want to get this. At least my first tattoo is this, blah, blah, blah. And we're all like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Keep in mind, Muslims technically aren't allowed to get tattoos because you're not supposed to like mess up whatever God gives you, whatever. Yeah. That's why like smoking is bad. You mess up the lungs that God gave you, whatever, right? And we're like, yeah, let's get a tattoo, blah, blah. I mean, I don't know if you'd like that. We'd have the conversation with them.
Yeah, we were like telling them, no, that design would be kind of...
Like, really, you want a rose? Come on now. Quit being a white girl.
That's kind of cliche, man.
You know? And then at some point, she goes, yo, listen, there's one that's going to open late. Do you guys want to go get our tattoo now? And we're like, huh? Says who? You want to do what now? And they're like, yeah, tattoo right now. And Thomas was like, I mean... I'm not against it. And we're like, if you're not against it, we are. And half of us didn't want to go. The other half did want to go. So what ended up happening was we all went, except for like two people. Those two people went home and ended up falling asleep and not even showing up to suhoor with us.
Yeah, they zooted it out, man. They dipped.
They were fake.
They did not get to feel the majesty of what just happened.
We went to a tattoo shop during Ramadan.
Very late at night, actually.
It was like...
We'd eaten until like 10. So we're going to this tattoo shop at like 11.
Yeah.
And one of our Colombian friends, Al, he looks over and he's like, yo. So we drove a while. And he's like, yo, this tattoo shop is like in the middle of like the Hispanic ghetto of our city. And we were like, what? And he was like, yeah, like I've been around this, I just know people. Like this is
it was a sketchy place.
This is a sketchy joint. And we were like, it's fine. This place has like a 5-star review.
Yeah, this place is amazing. It looks really
cool. We
cool.
See all the graffiti on the wall. I'm like, it's fine. We had to park like a parking lot over because there wasn't access to good parking on that side. And we were like, it's fine. They're not going to tow our cars. They're probably not going to tow our cars.
But what was funny was while everyone was inside getting their tattoo, I remember me, you, and Al, or me, Amar, and Al.
I think you, Amar, and Al, because me and Thomas were inside.
Yeah, we were standing outside at like Tristan's car, and we were just kind of like talking and like drinking Vimto and stuff like that because Safin brought the whole box of Vimto then. Oh. And we were outside just like because we didn't want to be inside, but also just in case anyone showed up for the cars. We'd be like, oh yeah, no, that's my car. I'm leaving right now. Sorry, sir.
Yep.
But we just kind of just sat outside just for a little bit, just in case. And then we realized like nobody's gonna show up. Like it's midnight. No one's gonna be here. So we went inside. We watched everyone get their tattoos. Thomas got a tattoo. She got a tattoo. And then we were like, okay, now what? We finished our tattoos. Everyone paid for your tattoo, I guess. I don't know. That was the weirdest experience of our lives. And then we went back to your place.
Which were they were like they said that they were not that bad, but they were pretty expensive tattoos.
That was
they
a
were,
weird
like,
expensive.
Higher end tattoos.
Thomas had to go, I think, to like his ATM for a lot of money, and then pay the guy with cash. There's an ATM right in the tattoo shop. It was kind of funny.
And the tattoo was like the size of a quarter.
Yeah, it was weird. Essentially just saying like he was diabetic.
Yeah, it was very nice, very symbolic.
Yeah, and then we went back to your house. The drive to your house, you weren't with us, but me, Al, and Thomas. Going down the highway, we're full on racing. Full on racing. Down 75, full on racing, bro. Yeah. And we were like, why are we doing this again? We were on that like that same vibe I was telling you earlier, like the whole like crackhead, I don't know, we're gonna hang out in a room vibe, pantry vibe, whatever. Yeah. We were on that like just mindset, driving to your house. And we get to your house, we were just like, bro, you're slow, bro, my 2006 Accord can be you, bro. And we were just arguing. And you weren't with us. I don't think you were with us.
Yeah, I drove ahead.
Looking at us like, what the hell are y'all talking about,
because y'all were like, dude, I was going 120, man. I could see you behind me,
bro. It was, my gas was gone by the end of that. From how much I wasted.
Al and Amar, that makes sense. Or no, Al and Ibrahim, that makes sense. Amar going 100, bro?
Thomas had his, what is it, like 4-wheeler or whatever, like the bigger car, the SUV car. Mm-hmm. I was like, you're trying to race in that, buddy? What you mean?
Yo, that piece of junk.
You're trying to race in that, bro? My car is older and I can beat
your piece of junk.
And we were racing because Al's car can like speed.
Oh, it can go.
Al's car can speed, and we were like, he speeds, and he speeds like nothing. So we got to your house. We hung out here. So like one of the lads decided to like bring
some seltzer,
some hard seltzer.
So
not the liquid death kind.
So the non-brown folks got a little zooted.
Yeah, the white people got a little zooted, got a little
and all of us brown folks. Ibrahim, yeah, so they were drinking seltzer, and Ibrahim and Amar were just chilling with a Red Bull just in the corner.
Yeah, I was downing Red Bulls. And
I was just sitting there with my water. I was like, man, this is crazy. This is what
I was downing Red Bull with Al a little bit. He didn't drink too much, but I was downing Red Bulls and like Vimto, and that was the weirdest mix on earth. Oh, Vimto was so good. And then we went to, what was that, Kroger or something? We went to a grocery stop.
Oh yeah, we did go to a Kroger. It was like really late night Kroger, and there was like carts in the middle of the street for some reason.
Me and Al sit outside in the car because I was like, I don't really want to go inside. Y'all went inside to get chips and like ramen or something, like snacks. Mm-hmm. And me and Al were outside like playing with carts. So when you guys walk back outside, you just see like 15 carts. That's why there were just carts everywhere. And me and Al would try to like, you know that whenever you're on a cart and you're pushing it and you try to like get up on it with your feet off, you know? We were just doing that. We found one of those like little like baby carts where you, like the little plastic one that looks like a car. I think he tried to fit in that and he got stuck. And I was just like running up and down the parking lot with him in it. And he was like, dude, slow down. My legs can't reach.
Dude, that's so sad. That's so funny.
We came back to your house. We chilled for a little while longer. I think someone started getting to like their fuels. And then
we were having nice cool hangout vibes.
And then we went to suhoor.
And we were like, okay,
where time to eat,
for food?
The idea, the tradition is IHOP.
So we were like, okay, let's go to IHOP.
Did we not go to the same IHOP we went?
Same we always do. Same we always do.
Because I remember your dad drove us a little bit, but not too far for when we went like 2 years ago or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was like,
no,
okay, was that not the same IHOP?
So what happened? The first IHOP we went to had like some like pipe burst or something.
No, there was no one working.
Yeah, they were just closed, which is weird. Yeah. IHOPs usually open all the time. Then the second one we went to had like
they were also
prom
closed.
people in it or something. Like there were like a bunch of kids from parties just like lined up outside, and they were like, "We're not taking orders anymore. Like we're only doing mobiles."
Those kids were like, I overheard one of them. I was like, what are y'all here for? They're like, yeah, we're just here to get food. I'm like, oh, okay, same. And they're like, yeah, but inside they're not giving food. I'm like, what do you mean?
And they weren't seating.
Yeah, they're also not seating. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, they're not seating. And so I walked inside, and the lady at the cashier goes, yeah, we're not seating anyone. We're low on staff. We only have one person in the kitchen and one waiter. Bro, you a 24/7 joint? How?
Yeah, somebody kerfluffled on the schedule.
Like someone messed up here, and so we're like, okay, whatever. There's a Denny's across the highway. You guys want to go to Denny's? Okay, let's go to Denny's. We went to Denny's. Denny's was closed. This was the first Ramadan night that I've seen. This was also a Sunday night, wasn't it?
This
was a Sunday night. I remember it being Sunday.
Or Saturday. I think it was actually Saturday.
Saturday going into Sunday, I think. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, Saturday going into Sunday.
Denny's was closed. And at this point, we were like, yo, time's getting kind of close. What's the next step? So we were like, Waffle House? We're like, hey, yo, Waffle House?
First, we went to a Zena nearby.
Well, Zena's right next to Denny's, yeah.
A Mediterranean restaurant. And that was also closed.
Yeah.
So then we were like, okay, last resort. And all of us were very against it, but we were also like,
I was down for Waffle House.
We can't do anything else.
I have very low standard of food. I'll eat whatever, bro. Little Caesars.
So we went to a Waffle House. And a lot of us were unnerved by being in the Waffle House. And the weird thing was that there was like a line.
There was also other Muslims there, yeah.
Like it was like full-ish. So we were just sitting there. And then after a long time of just like awkwardly sitting there and being uncomfortable, we were like, it's not worth it. Let's go.
You know, the thing is, we didn't even sit there because I remember there was no space for any of us.
Yeah, there wasn't a booth big enough to accommodate our group.
Yeah.
So that we would have to like split up and sit separately.
Yeah, and we were like, we don't really want to do that. Plus, like, you know, I don't know. I think they blocked off a couple places because of COVID or something. I don't know what happened. So we were like, okay, now what? And then we realized that I remember the lady at the place with all the prom kids. I was like, if you guys want to put in online orders, that would work. So then at that point, we were all like talking. Like we went back outside of the Waffle House. We're like, do you guys want to put in online orders or what do y'all want to do? How do y'all want to go for suhoor? I remember some kids left. I think Amar left.
Yeah, a couple of kids were like, I'm not really fasting. So like, I'll just
head out.
Amar
was like, I got food at home, bro. So I'm tired of this.
Yeah,
and he went home.
I think Nat also.
No, Nat was with us. We ended up going back to the IHOP and we just ordered online, sat in the car and talked. The food is ready. I walked inside to get the food. It took forever to give me the food, bro. Do you know how fast I ate that? Like whenever we got the food, I went back into the car. On the drive back to your house, you were like, yeah, I mean, we can just eat when I get back to the house. I'm like, yeah, no, I can't. Like we have a specific, I know you and I have different times for suhoor and iftar, don't we?
It's slightly different.
It's a little bit different, but
especially these days, it's mostly the same.
I think last year during Ramadan, this whole thing,
I think it was a little more different.
Mine was before yours, and you were like, no.
There was a couple hours or like a couple minutes where I was like waiting for the time to stop.
Yeah, and I remember like you were, what's it called? You were like, yeah, no, we'll have enough time to get back home and eat. I'm like, you do, I don't. And so in the middle of the car, I was just downing an omelet with like a pancake and everything. And everyone's like, dude, you good? I'm like, dude, I got to fast today, bro. I have a long day ahead of me. And so we went back to your house. Everyone was eating. I stopped eating. I'm chilling at this point. And then everyone started slowly falling asleep.
Oh, yeah. It was so funny.
And the sun is up and everything. And I'm like, all right, boys, I'm going to head out. And everyone's like, wait. Oh, you're not staying the night? I'm like, nah, bro. My parents never said it's like I can sleep over.
You technically did stay the night.
I mean, yeah, you're not sleeping over.
You literally just stayed until you couldn't anymore.
Yeah.
And the sun already
I was like,
came
nah,
up.
Gee, I never told y'all I'm sleeping here fully. I'm still going to drive back home. I don't know what happened to that, y'all, but I ended up going back home. It was foggy as heck. And the sun was beautifully coming up, and I was like, the world is pink. I feel amazing. I don't even feel like it's Ramadan right now, bro. It was one of the best feelings ever.
There's peace on planet
There's
Earth.
peace. There's like 3 cars in all of like the city, and I was like, I am chilling. I get back home. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm home. Good night. And everyone's like, good night. And no one else responded because they were all, before I left, everyone was asleep, like on the floor. I was like, all right, cool. And I went to sleep, woke up the next day. Everyone was like, hello.
Yeah, when we got home, we just sat here and then we started talking. We were having like nice deep talks, not just flat passes out.
Yeah.
And then me and Thomas were just talking, and then even he's like in and out of sleep, head falling, you know.
He would get up and be like, no, bro, that's not what happened. And be like,
then,
dude, go back to sleep. You don't even know what the conversation is.
And then we were all just like passed out.
Yeah.
And then we woke up like a couple hours later, and Thomas was like, yeah, I gotta go. And Nat was like, yeah, I gotta go. And
I remember,
left.
Shoot, who was it? Before I went to sleep. I went to sleep a little bit later because I was doing something. Thomas's mom texted me. Thomas is diabetic, right? So his mom was like, obviously worried about his diabetes, stuff like that. Thomas's mom texted me and Al because we were in a group chat because of the whole camping trip. And she goes, hey, Al, Thomas is not answering. Can any of you guys wake him up? And I'm like, shoot, I'm not there. I call Al. Al's like, yeah, I'll call Assad. And then we call you and you wake him up. Because we both didn't like sleep there. And you were like, yeah, I'll wake him up. And then he woke up and she texted back. She goes, thank you guys for waking him up. I'm like, yeah, I did. I woke him up. I definitely woke him up. That was me, 100, not Assad. I'm not even, I'm there, 100%.
100%.
It was a weird night.
Yeah, it was an absolute, like, from one thing to another. It was just, like, strange
and then I remember
events.
texting the teacher the next day, like, girl, you missed out on a lot, bro. Like, you missed out on a
Yeah,
lot.
you really
And
did miss a lot.
She goes, what happened? I'm like, well, we went and ate, then someone got tattoos, and then someone got drunk, and then someone got this, and then we decided to go get IHOP, and IHOP wasn't closed. She goes, wait, huh? Go back. Someone got tattoos? We're like, okay, thank you, bye.
Yeah, and now, you know the funny thing? She regretted that tattoo.
Did she?
Yeah.
No, I thought she got the M.
No. Oh, wait.
Oh,
no.
she got the stars.
That was
She got the stars.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little star thing.
Does she regret it? I don't know if she regrets it or not.
I remember talking to her, and she was like, yeah, that thing
They just look like
was
freckles.
definitely stupid.
I told her
That
they were
tattoo
really
shop
small.
was really weird, man.
I like the vibe in there. They were playing a lot of good music.
They had a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
They had a really good soundtrack. But they were also like, bro, you can't stand anywhere near the patient at all. We were like, bro,
They would walk to the
feet
back
between
behind
us.
like the curtain. They would like hit a bong and then walk back out.
Yeah.
And I can smell it off of them and see the bong in the back of the room. I'm like, you guys are horrible at hiding this.
No, they're trying to augment their ability to do better tattoos. So
Low-key, I would believe it actually because
work.
they did pretty good. Like I saw the other people that were in there that were not with us.
Mhm.
I was looking at things they were doing. I was like, it actually looks pretty good. I don't know what it is, but it looks pretty good. I can't even draw a straight line with a marker. I don't know how you're doing this.
Yeah,
It
but
was interesting. Now we got to do this here.
yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. We gotta plan this out. We gotta definitely make it less weird because I remember the sleep deprivation and like the dizziness I felt when I woke up was
It was weird, yeah.
so hard, dude. It was so annoying. Though is there any other Ramadan stories that are coming to mind for you? Any weird, quirky things? Any cool stuff that happened? I remember the buffalo chicken pizza that Tristan loved so much, but it was too spicy for him, so he was just like dying while he was eating
Yeah,
it.
Thomas having an issue as well. Oh no, I remember that day they had Lent.
Oh yeah, he had Lent, so he was waiting with us.
Yeah, and we were like, we'll eat and we'll leave you some. And he's like, as soon as midnight hit, then he was allowed to eat pizza or allowed to eat meat or whatever. I remember that was a weird day.
Yeah, it was a fun day. Timing of the two fasts.
Dude, we need to choose another anime like what we did with
And
Demon
just-
Slayer,
and just, like, binge it?
and just binge it during
that'd be
the hangout.
What would it even be? We've kind of done everything at this point.
Just start Naruto.
I don't even. I was literally gonna say that. Like, I'd be down to just watch Naruto, bro, because
I'm down.
Naruto's so good.
Who was it that you told me or Thomas told me like y'all want to watch it together?
I
or
told you,
something?
bro. I was
Yeah.
like, bro, if you want to watch Naruto, bro, let me know because I'm kind of feeling the vibes. I kind of want to start it, but
I'm
now
so,
I'm also
like-
thinking about Dragon Ball Z.
I would do Naruto before Dragon Ball Z. I think Naruto's more iconic in the anime world
I would
versus the Dragon Ball Z is a thing, but it was also like. How do I explain my idea? It's also like more than just a show. I think if you say anime, first thing that pops in people's head are
I
Naruto, Demon Slayer,
I kinda see what you're
and
saying.
Attack on Titans.
See, Dragon Ball Z Super is like the new season of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And it's like really, really good. I haven't gotten to see it, but it's apparently really nice. And I don't know. I've just been like having these itches. Also, I guess like the nuances of Ramadan, like especially when you're a kid and like the fun of just like staying awake and like FaceTiming your friends through the night.
We
or,
play Valo now. I'm
like
gonna stay on
talking
Discord.
about deep stuff. We stay on Discord.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, there was like these 3 girls from the mosque that were the only friends I had.
Where are they now?
They're off somewhere.
Priya, he's talking to girls.
And I would FaceTime all of them individually. I think different
Hey, yo.
hours of the night.
She's
during
from my
Ramadan.
1 to 2. She's from 2 to 3. She's from 3 to 4.
This was pre-Priya, I will say. And that was really fun because like we were just talking about Muslim stuff all night. It was really cute. Having someone to relate with because usually
Usually no one's awake.
Usually no one's awake. And
anyone who's like,
I can't talk about this with anybody. And I remember like having like half sleepy conversations, and I don't know what I said. I probably said some incriminating stuff, bro.
Yep.
But I was like dumb as hell. And I remember a couple Ramadans ago when I first started The Witcher, right? Just playing The Witcher from 12 until suhoor, and it was the best because it would pass time like no one's business. So I would not feel the passage of time at all. I would just be doing so much stuff in the game. It's such a relief.
nowadays, like, as a young kid, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm staying up for food. Oh my god, I'm gonna stay up the whole night. It's so crazy. Oh my god, I'm gonna watch a movie and do all this.
It's 2:00. Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's 3 o'clock. Oh my god, I'm such a rebel.
Mom, it's not hit me yet. Oh my god.
I'm gonna put this on my Snapchat story. Don't hit me up. I'm kind of sad.
Dude, no, actually, dude, everybody would put the time thing and they'd be like, yo, I'm up at 5 a.m. Dude, now no one cares.
Hey, I'm on my bark, bro.
Now
like,
no
hey,
one
bro.
cares. Everybody's like, oh yeah, you're still awake.
But like nowadays, I'm like, shoot, it's 3 a.m. Okay, now what? Now what do I do with my life?
Yeah, the old man syndrome really kicks in, where you're like, I have 8 a.m.
Shoot, I should probably go to sleep. I have class, but also like they came out with a new episode. But do I watch that new episode?
Yeah, do I watch it right now or do I?
The other day, I texted us in a group chat. I was like, "Yo, do I watch the new Moon Knight episode or not?" And Amar goes, "No, wait until Friday." And I'm like, "Well, dang it! What am I supposed to do now?"
Yeah, just deprived of something to do during the day.
Yeah, I was like, "What am I supposed to do now?"
In Ramadan, you have like this, like we kind of mentioned earlier, like really random, like spouts of like weirdness of productivity. Like you have a lot of stuff you can do,
Yeah.
but you don't really need to. Like you're like in between a lot of different things. So yeah, especially when you're waiting for suhoor, you're kind of just sitting there sometimes.
I do
like,
homework before it's even due, like the day before it's even due.
That's
usually
crazy.
Usually it's like, oh, Friday night it's due. That's when I do it. No, the other day I was sitting outside of Starbucks. If I sat inside of Starbucks, I would have bought coffee. I sat outside of Starbucks, did like 3 homework assignments, finished like half of an application for something, and I was like, "Where did this come from? What the heck?"
Yeah, Ramadan really makes you have to confront the amount of time you actually spend doing things, and like what you really could be doing.
Like that exam I told you I was doing yesterday is due today at night.
Wow, why don't you just save it for like the daytime?
I don't know.
Instead of 2 a.m.
I don't know. Like I wonder myself every day. Why do I do things I do?
Hey, if you get a good grade on that,
I got a 94.
Shoot, bro. Yeah. Oh, shoot.
I
Yeah.
got a 94.
Don't question it, bro.
Yeah,
2 a.m.
I'll take it.
2 a.m. means
94.73, so it was almost a 95.
Yeah, no.
I just missed like a couple labels. That was
No.
it. And a couple little words. But I was like, okay, I'll take it. But now, like, at night, I'm like, I don't have anything to do. Do I sleep? No, because if I sleep, I'll have that same issue we talked about earlier. I'm going to be grumpy. I don't know. Do I get up? I don't know what I do. And I sit there, I'm like, do I be religious and like go pray a little bit? Okay, I can do that. And then after like I pray a little bit and like read Quran, I'm like, I still got like 4 hours on my hands. That didn't take that long.
Yeah, it's like, that was only 2 minutes.
That was only like 2 minutes. How did people do this? I don't know how to do this. I'm not good enough.
Yeah, Ramadan is it's a really special time, and there's a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah.
It adds a little bit of spice to your the everyday jargon.
Yeah. Plus you lose weight.
No, actually, you gain weight.
Yeah, a lot of people do gain weight.
I actually feel like I'm gaining weight right now. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, you fat frick, bro. You tubby wubby.
I weighed myself before Ramadan started. I'm like, okay, now let's see if anything will change. Because last year I did lose a couple pounds. But this year I don't think I'm losing anything.
I'm pretty sure if you fast like properly, like you have to like do the right kinds of food and everything. I think you can lose weight.
You definitely could.
Because the whole thing is that your body is like, oh, you're starving? Yeah, let's not lose any more weight. Because that's all like restorative. Like it's backup food. So your body like goes in extreme hibernation mode. But if you eat the right things, then I guess like you can take advantage of the fact that you're not really like producing. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird.
There's probably more science there. I just can't think about it right now. Again, remember, we're having this whole conversation, me with like no sleep, Ibrahim with like 2 hours of sleep, me having woken up watching a sitcom and then going to Calculus 3.
Me with not filling up my life enough.
Wacky days, yo. I feel like Ramadan, whenever like these like weird things happen, I feel like I'm like a clown. Like I just feel like I wake up and I'm just like
Yeah, honestly, like what's that? I have to tell myself what I'm doing next.
Yeah, like you schedule, you're like, Heart, what do you want to do?
Heart, you want to go to class today? No?
You're not feeling it's alright,
hey bro, we ain't gotta go to class. I skip class. I'm like, nah, I usually go to Starbucks and get a drink and do some homework. Oh. Can't do that.
Yeah, like when me and Ibrahim were coming back from this orientation thing that we went to, me and him were both like, usually we would like be like,
pull over, get a food,
let's go get like a snack or something. Can't, bro. Just gotta go straight to work. We gotta make this podcast.
I was looking at like a coffee shop on the way on the highway, and I was like, I can pull over to nope, and I just drove right past it.
Never mind. Yeah, it really puts things in perspective.
It's really interesting, but it saves you money. You stay hungry. You lose weight if you can do it correctly.
I guess, yeah.
And
makes you stronger as a person.
You go to heaven, hopefully.
Yeah, that's the goal. If you somehow manage to do Ramadan and then not go to heaven, there's a serious problem.
You messed up somewhere in the formula.
Have you met those kinds of people? I feel like I don't mean to offend, but there's like a trend where like Muslims, no matter how religious you are, they will always do Ramadan.
Yeah, not
just for the religious reason, because it's fun.
Yeah,
like it's like a thing.
It's like
people like participating.
People will eat. People will like party, do drugs, alcohol, get tattoos, do all the haram stuff. but they will not eat pork, and they will definitely do it Ramadan.
Yeah, that's the two things you can count on for any Muslim.
Yeah.
You won't eat pork, hopefully, and you will do Ramadan.
But they'll do everything else. Bro.
Even some of the people who they're like, I don't even believe in God, dude.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, but I'll do Ramadan.
Yeah, I'll do cocaine.
I'll fast.
I'll do all this stuff. God, who? But I'll fast.
Yeah.
Pork who, bro? You trying to give me pork? I am Muslim, bro. Muslim in the blood. Right next to this hole right here that I do from heroin. Yeah.
Philistine.
Got that on my blood,
Syrian, bro.
Come on, bro.
My Pakistani
That me Philistine, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But they'll definitely do it Ramadan. It's kind of weird.
It's always like that, and I'm always looking at it. I don't mean to pass judgment, but I'm always like, you can do this anytime.
Yeah, you can just
Like you can
be religious anytime.
You can have a fasting diet. Well, I mean, you can do that too, but you can fast anytime. Like, you don't need to do it in Ramadan.
I love how nowadays, like everyone's like talking about like intermediate fasting for like.
Yeah, they're like, it's this
like
new thing, and we're like,
new who, bro? You getting paid to do this?
yeah, you're getting paid to do this.
Say who? You losing weight to do this, bro? My body's so used to this. Every year we do this for a month. Come on now, bro.
Yeah.
But you tell someone you're doing it for a month, they're like, "You do what now?"
Yeah,
I'm doing it for like a week.
That's the real thing. When you like think about the reality of what you're doing, which is like a month, 30 days, 30 nights of just like repeating this action and having to live a very similar life
which
cycle.
makes you lose weight, not eating, which makes you lose weight, and then eating a lot when you break your fast makes you gain it all back.
You gain it all back. It's like you net.
You're like
you net eventually.
You're not gonna lose weight or gain weight.
Like when you think about Ramadan, my scale of time is always weird because each day feels like
I don't know.
It doesn't connect. Like they don't. Sometimes it's too many days. Sometimes it's too little. Like right now, it's the 6th of Ramadan for me, 7th for you, right? Oh, by the way, remember last episode when I was saying like, oh yeah, my dad is really pissed about the moon thing, and then also that the moon thing will separate you and I.
I texted you. I was like, hey bro, how's Ramadan going? You were like, oh no, I called you. I was like, how's Ramadan going? He goes, dude, we're starting tomorrow.
I know. I was like, dude, we freaking talked about it that night. Boom. Same day, figured it out. So now me and Ibrahim are on a day off of each other for fasting. But if you look at the iPhone calendar, it actually has the Shia lunar calendar date. So
I don't know. I don't look at that too much.
I don't know, man. Me and my dad were talking about this. We were sitting next to each other and we were like, is this what representation feels like? We were like, it's kind of lame.
What day did you start?
We started April 3rd, Sunday.
Beginning of Ramadan, April 2nd.
Wait a second.
It's not even. Yeah, it's not the 7th day. It's the 6th day.
Look, mine says Ramadan.
Does it know you're Shia or something? No, that's not. Oh,
that's what my dad said. He was like, does your phone know that you're Shia? No. So the reason it says beginning of Ramadan on the 2nd is because that night into the day.
Yeah, but it doesn't say anything here for the 3rd. Look, 2nd, 3rd.
Why does your 3rd? Wait, do you have it on as a thing? No, you don't have the Islamic calendar on, which is why it's not showing up for you.
What?
But basically, Saturday morning or Saturday night.
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning was suhoor, which meant that the 3rd was the first day, but it started in the night of the 2nd. It's very confusing with the lunar stuff. But, hey, we got the date on the calendar.
Wait, no, hold on.
Let's go!
No, the first day was, for us, was...
First.
I can write this down.
Into the 2nd.
No, hold on. I wrote this down somewhere. Hold on. Because now I'm really confused. Because
okay.
Ramadan day 1. Yeah. So Ramadan, we talked with the Taraweeh. The night started on Friday night. Our Ramadan first day was Saturday.
Yeah, and ours was Saturday to Sunday.
Yeah.
So the transition
ours
day
was Friday
different.
to Saturday, and yours was Saturday to Sunday.
But if you look at the thing, it says 2nd is the beginning, or the 2nd is the beginning of the Ramadan, and then 3rd is the first of Ramadan.
How do you turn on the Islamic calendar on this?
I will walk you through that later.
Yeah, later.
Yeah, it's like some weird setting in the thing.
But it's very interesting. Actually, I don't want it. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, that's all I have for this episode. Is anything else coming for you? Any cool Ramadan stories?
Food, no. Cheesecake, no.
Eating food until you feel like you're going to explode is thrilling, bro. It's like you're testing how much you want to live. You're like, do I want to throw up right now?
I remember I
am hungry.
Early middle school, I think 6th grade, I was in California for Ramadan. with my family, and we went to Denny's. Remember the Denny's fighting story?
Mm-hmm.
That was during Ramadan.
Man, don't tell it.
It was just like we were at Ramadan. We went to the beach for like iftar because we had friends. My cousins have like friends there and stuff like that. We went to the beach. We chilled out. We had a bonfire, and then for suhoor, we went to Denny's. Something happened. I don't know what it was. We were all eating, but the service was bad. For some reason, the food was fine, but the service was bad. And we were just like, we got up to go pay. We were just telling the guy, like the cashier, I think he was the manager. We're like, oh, by the way, like, we never got our fries, we never got this, we never got that. And so some 3 Asian jocks that were drunk out of their minds came in, they're like, why are you disrespecting him, bro? Why are you disrespecting him, bro? Why are you being so rude? God damn, why are you... And one of our friends, like, he's a hothead, we're like, relax, just let it be. He's like, no, listen, like, I'm not disrespecting him, I'm just telling him, like, this is what happened. And the manager was like, that's actually fine. Like, you're telling me that you never got your food, blah, blah, blah. We can take that off of your receipt or your balance, whatever. And we're like, yeah, there. But we're just talking, but the way he talks is like a little bit like, I don't want to say like hostile, but like he's just like, he has more pep in his step,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it might come off as like he's mad, but he wasn't mad at all. He was just like, hey, by the way, like my food never came. I don't want to pay for this. And he was like, that's fair. But the Asian dude these guys were like 24 of age back then, and my friend that was hot-headed was, I think, like 21.
Oh, wow.
And the more he talked, he was trying to like pay, and like the card wasn't working, or the chip reader wasn't working, whatever.
Oh no!
And at that point, he started getting a little annoyed. He's like, "Bro, I'm here for Ramadan. I'm here for this thing, blah blah blah." And those Asian guys kept talking, right? And he would talk back to them, and then it was picture this. It was Denny's was full for some reason at like 3 a.m. But it was 15 Muslim guys aging from 22 to 15, because I think I was like 15 back then. I was the youngest person there. Versus 3 Asian dudes that were drunk that were like 24 or whatever.
Seems like quite the battle.
And we're like, what is going on here? And so we're just talking, everyone's like, whatever. And so other people, like our friends and my cousins, started getting into this. They're like, hey bro, we're not even talking to you. Why are you here? Blah, blah, blah. And they just started getting in like the verbal thing. And then one of my friend's cousins walks out the bathroom, sees that there's like a verbal fight going on, goes, rips off his shirt, throws it on the floor in the middle of Denny's, and walks over ready to fight. And the manager or whatever, the owner was like, he knows nothing was going to happen because we told like our friend who ripped off his shirt to like calm down. But he was like, hey, everyone just outside, get outside. I don't want to deal with this. And so as we're walking outside, the oldest guy goes, for some reason, he knocks over the yellow pages near the door.
Oh,
Like the stack of yellow pages, knocks it off.
what a scoundrel.
And I'm like, can I finish my fries before we start fighting people? Like, I'm hungry, bro. We have someone today. Come on now. We have a thought.
We didn't eat
We have
till
to
now,
eat, bro.
Come on, man.
And so I'm like, okay, whatever. I start walking towards the door, and I see that the manager starts calling the cops. And we're like, I thought you were fine with us going outside and fighting. Why do you want to do this? And he was like, who the beep knocked over my yellow pages? I'm calling the cops. And it was all because of yellow pages that were knocked over. I walk outside. One of the Asian dudes is like, all right, line up, you idiots, one-on-one. And all my cousins are like, one-on-one? What is this, Mortal Kombat, bro? What are you trying to do one-on-one? And it was 3 guys versus 15 people. And then the cops showed up. And the Asian guys were like, oh, shoot, we got to balance. The Asian guys got up and just ran. And so, like, of the 3 cop cars that showed up, like, one of the cop cars went after them. We were like, all right, everyone, like, our party, where it was seated inside of Denny's on that little waiting area. And he was like, who's the oldest person here? And so one of our friends was like, I'm 22. And he's like, okay, come talk to me. And then one of the cops looking at me, he's like, how old are you, kid? I'm like, I'm 15. He goes, what are you doing with all of them? I'm like, they're my cousins.
We're related.
I'm only related to like 4 people in this 15 group.
Oh,
and he's like, okay. They're like, yeah. They're like, okay. Hey, son, you want to put your shirt back on?
Hey, you dropped this.
And then they went back on, and I overheard the manager talking to the cops. He goes, these guys were just being all this, and they knocked over the yellow pages. I'm like,
yellow pages.
and so when we left, we were leaving, and I was like, yeah, the manager was actually only mad about the yellow pages. And so one of my cousins was like, hey, who's the idiot that knocked over the yellow pages? And our oldest cousin was like, who's the idiot, the dumbass who knocked over the yellow pages? And so it was a dude that was 22 years old, knocked it over, and the oldest kid there, he was, hey bro, I was just in the mood, I hit it, I didn't even notice I hit it, I walked outside, and we were like, what do you mean?
Dude, fighting words.
So everyone's like, you're the reason we got the cops called on us, bro, we were about to fight these guys and win, and then go back inside and pay for our chicken nuggets. What do you mean, dude? And he was like, my bad, and so we just went home. I don't think my mom ever heard that story.
Oh man, well, I hope she doesn't listen to this episode of the podcast.
We told my sister, and like our cousins were like, when we got home, because our sister was awake, school just ended, everyone's like going to sleep. My sister was like, oh, how was your thing? And everyone's like,
well,
you see. So we explained it.
Have you ever heard of the Yellow Pages?
Have you ever heard of Yellow Pages? And they were like, okay, don't tell anyone about that. And that was 6th grade, and now I'm in sophomore year of college.
Man, time flies, bro. That sounds really so weird. Fun. That's like
it was like the weirdest day on earth, bro. I was like, and then I woke up, like, you know, after everything happened, I woke up after I went to sleep, and I was like, how do I sit here with the burden of having the story, not telling anyone?
I am too successful right now.
I'm burdened with my success.
I've gone through too much in life.
I told my cousin I was my age, and she was like, bro, and you didn't take me to fight them? I'm like, this is a really big fighting family. Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, everybody's got their fists ready, bro.
Yeah, it was really interesting. But yeah, no, that was probably like my weirdest fighting story.
Yeah, I think my
weirdest Ramadan story.
I think that Ramadan night out with us, that was probably one of my weirdest. I don't think anything comes close. Maybe it'll come to be in the next episode.
Oh, I almost forgot. I was gonna say this at the beginning, but I completely forgot. You know the whole like liquid death thing that we drank?
Oh yeah.
So the other day I saw an influencer post this on her story, on Instagram story, liquid death crates. I'm like, oh yeah, I had that. And then I swiped back to it. I'm like, wait, there's multiple flavors. Turns out we missed out on 2 flavors.
Wait, there's more?
So there's the white one that's just water. There's the black one that's just like Topo Chico essentially, and then there's the mango Topo Chico one, right?
The golden one.
The golden one. Turns out there's a green one that's lime. Like I told you exactly what they were gonna do, and you were like, "Nah, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna change it." Blah blah. Blah. It's a green can with gold writing, and it's like lime flavored, and I think it's like the Topo Chico thing. So instead of it being mango, it's Topo Chico lime. Wow, lemon lime, I think, or I just know it's lime for sure, and it's green. Then there's another one which I don't know too much about, but it's a white can, so it might be just water instead of like the what's it called, Topo Chico water, but it's berry flavored.
What?
And it's a white can, gold writing. It looks exactly like the white one, but the only difference is it says it's something berry in like magenta, and it says I think like bury your thirst.
Oh man!
And I was like, that's fire, bro.
Dude, that's crazy.
And
we missed out.
We missed out on those 2, but then I tried to like look online if there's like if they sell it anywhere. They only sell on like Amazon and their website.
That's so weird.
In crates.
For such a large company, they don't have like a lot of retail outlets like at all.
But
wholesale.
Hey, for the next Tango, do you want to just order like a crate of like one of those?
Just be like, hey guys, I got some seltzers.
I got some beer.
Enjoy. Everybody have some. Get zooted.
I'm down to get like the mango one or whatever because that was good.
Maybe. That sounds like fun. How much were they?
They're like the ones that we saw at a Kroger.
Oh, like
15 or something like that. Yeah, 15 or 16 for like a thing of 12.
Awful.
And we can get the lime one. Ooh, daddy boy! I think the lime one would go good because the person at the coffee shop told you put lime in the Topo Chico and ice. Yeah. So that's already built in.
Man, interesting.
Hey, I'm down, bro.
Yeah,
actually, I was going to show you a picture. I don't know why I'm still sitting here. Real quick before we end, just get your reaction to it.
Just a little side note. You're really cool if you stuck around this far.
Yeah.
Just want you to know that. While you're doing that,
go for it.
I haven't mentioned it in a while, but hey, y'all, if y'all are interested, check out the Instagram Bearded2Bros.
Sure, yeah.
I think that's our handle.
Look, it's green.
Funky. Whoa, that looks
very
not like the normal one. Very interesting.
Yeah, and then there's a berry one. I'll show you the berry one real quick. Look at the berry one. It's just white. It looks like a what's it called?
Oh yeah, with a little bit of red text.
Yeah, it's just white text. It literally says bury your thing. Bury it alive.
Bury your thirst. Oh, bury it alive.
Bury it alive.
I like that. That's cool.
It's very interesting. I think it's sparkling water. Yeah. Okay, so this one is sparkling water.
So if y'all all haven't already, go on Instagram and follow us at Bearded2Bros. We post random stuff about the episodes on our stories and on our stuff. And it's just the best way to know when we actually post an episode, because sometimes, there's a little bit of
Sometimes
variance.
there's Ramadan. Sometimes
there's
there's
a little bit
food.
of stuff that gets in the way between the actual date that we post it and stuff. So that's the best way to know. And if anybody you know is interested, please hit them up with the podcast. And
you can tell them we're on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, Apple
Podcasts.
Podcasts, same difference. One of our friends that downloads the YouTube version because he doesn't want to pay for Spotify or whatever, and Spotify and Apple Podcast, and so he downloads it and listens to it on the car. He went hiking and listened to it, so you can do that too.
Yeah, be creative.
Yeah,
and
tell people.
I hope y'all are enjoying the podcast. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, just please let us know in whatever commenting format is on the thing you're using currently.
The next episode should be the Eid episode, but I feel like we might bring up if we do the little overnight thing, just how it went. Just because I feel like it'd be interesting.
Yeah, it sounds like a good update.
Yeah,
especially if it gets wacky. If there's
this time
another
we
tattoo.
actually went to the moon. It was kind of weird.
We actually figured out that there are monsters underneath the Earth.
Yeah. So Hitler is in the North Pole with all the Vikings. Turns out, there's a big hole in the Antarctic, so he's still living there.
Did you know Santa Claus isn't real?
Tupac, his name is actually William. There's actually conspiracy theories. I want to do the conspiracy theories episode again, but part 2, because there's Tupac's still alive. Bob Marley never died.
I'm actually surprised we didn't mention Tupac's still alive. That was that's a pretty big one of all of them.
There's a couple. I do episodes. We do the episodes, and later on, I'm like, dude, we should have talked about this.
Hey,
things just pop up.
Multi-part episodes, baby. That's how that works. We can do it.
Anyway,
y'all be safe. All right, y'all take care.
Go have a McChicken.
Yeah, and we will catch you guys in the next one.